Alright guys, we're gonna be starting now. I'll actually come back to this in a bit. I'll show you guys. Oh, not this one. We're gonna be starting to talk about creating triangles, and when you guys doing keep away and how to create triangles and what are our bad habits when we doing these. You can visualize now this area. Obviously, this is really hard to draw things, but let's just say this is the right mid area, and around here is the, whoa, look at that line. Around here is the center mid. So this is where we are standing right now, okay? So you can visualize anywhere else too, but attacking this way. So we are the X's, and we are being defended by the circles, okay? So a couple things that we need to do when it comes to triangles is making sure that you're open. So a lot of times, unfortunately, when we get this, let's just say this player is open and he gets the ball, and we're going to be talking about how to receive the ball when you're facing your own goal. We have some videos, we're going to be sharing that, so pay attention to this. But normally this is a triangle for a person. So this guy is open in his opinion. So when you put one touch to here, one touch to here, but there's a guy in between, right? That's an easily cut position. So triangles doesn't mean that you have to stay in the triangle. So that's one of the things that I want to make sure you guys understand. It's like really reading the next pass, the second pass. So I want you guys to pay attention to this. So a first pass is about to happen. Okay, so let's do this one. One, right? That's the first pass. So now your job as a player, a lot of players, unfortunately, like this guy right here, he's sleeping right now. He's like, okay, the guy is gonna get it. He looks at me, I'm gonna make my run, and it's too late. Okay, so let's rewind back. When the pass is actually coming to this player should be already moving away from this area. Look at his space that is given right here, cause. So if the pass is given and you're already here, look at the triangle you create right away. Do you see that? Now the second pass. Now let's look at this. Now everything is a second pass, right? We're gonna clear this. So this is the first pass, and second pass, he reads it, so he comes here. But this is about to become the first pass. So watch the stuff that is happening off the ball. So this guy can give a right. Look at this now. Now watch. So this player is getting the pass. Now the first pass is becoming this one now. Now we have a drop wide away from the pressure, and we have a diagonal run from this player to complete it. This doesn't necessarily look like a triangle until it's over. Look, the triangle, but it's flat right now, correct? But it's about the third pass, the third player. So this player can make a run too, but he's being marked. The third player is always the one that can mess up the balance of the defense. Does that make sense? So let's go back to this area. Let's just go this one. That one is right there. We have this one, okay? And we have this one. All right. So the player is close. Triangles, right? So what else can we create? Look. So this player is always not open, so it's not a good idea to pass it to him, right? So there's a couple things we can do. The player, defender, center back, drops back. So he's about to drop it to the player. First pass is about to come. So the second pass, you got to be open for the second pass. 1, 2. So now that became 1, 2. But before it became 1, 2, this player gets the ball and he's about to pass to this. So this becomes the first pass. So what does this guy do, right? So this ball is going to come to this player. Shouldn't this player move to this open space? Now it's a weird triangle, but it's opening up. This is like 1. So this is about to come to this player. What should he do? Look. Do you see that? So bomb, 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 and he can go outside of the play and make a diagonal run here, through ball, bomb, or he gets the ball, right? He passes the ball to him. He looks at that way, brings the player and passes back to this player's open space. So there is good options, but this is an opposite triangle. You see that? This is a thin triangle, but the triangle still exists. So the point I'm trying to make here is a lot of us, unfortunately, so a lot of us, when we're doing triangles, guys, we are not paying attention to the third pass. Okay, so I'm gonna do two offensive players. Going against us. So what happens is the first pass, let's just say, is open, but now this guy gets the ball. A lot of times we are like too late to open up now. Okay, so like I said, the first pass is about to go to this player. If you're making a diagonal run, 1, 2, but that 2 is happening, this guy is already running, so 1 and 2, and they're already moving for the next one. That's constant movement off the ball. So the problem that we face with you guys is the fact that you watch. A lot of times you don't pay attention to what's going on with the ball, with what's happening in the field, right? And usually this guy is like looking for a drop. We get to a point that we're getting a better drop, but the moment this guy is about to receive the ball, the second player should already be opening up or making a run too. So we have a problem with reading the next pass. So the first pass we're getting better at, but the second pass we are not doing as well. So if you, especially when you want to get out, organize and counterattack, you need to be very careful with the off the ball movement. The third player. So I have one drill that is pretty tough sometimes. So what we do with that is, you know how I set up, let's just say a session, we do 4 versus 4, 1D mid, obviously they have a goalie too. So what we do with this for encouragement for finding the third player, so what we do is, let's just say one of them goes to here, or let's just put another player, let's just do 5. So the rule is this: if I pass to this player, I can't pass to the same player, so I have to find the third player. So this makes it so if this guy gets the ball, the third player needs to open up for me, one, so that I can pass it back to this guy. So either this guy is making a run this way, I need to find him, or I need to find this player up here, or I need to open the game to the opposite side. So it's making you guys think. So it doesn't have to be a session. It doesn't have to be an exercise. You can understand, like the modern soccer, now the old British style, the giving goals forever, unfortunately, is a big thing in Washington State. The square balls and giving goal forever. But the modern soccer now is requiring to open the game more and requiring to find the third player more. So I think if you guys want to be a next level player, you need to make sure that you find the third person. Okay, so if this guy is looking at this player, okay, he's about to pass it. What did we just talk about before? This guy should be open, and 1, 2, but this 2 pass is coming. Look at the space this guy has. He can back up. So when the ball comes to him, he can open the game right away. When the ball is going there, always the defender is going to be stepping here. This defense is going to slide, right? So what can this guy do? He can make a diagonal run here, or he can check in here, to create a give and go situation. He gets the ball, the player steps to him. He can cut back here, and he can make him on, but he can't give it back to the player, so that won't work, right? So what can he do? He passes back. If you wanted to do this, the defender is coming, so what do? We do that, we open the game, touch it this way, and open the game either here, and if that's coming, the player is going to onside, obviously, that's not, okay, that's onside now, and he's in, right? So it's always trying to find the third player. Third player is critical thing for you guys to play college, for you guys to play further soccer. So like I said, we are too simple minded. A lot of our players, they just like, there's a guy, I see a guy, I'm gonna pass the guy the ball. That's not necessarily great thinking, is it? It's like, what is the difference between that player and a dog with a tennis ball? Ball, I'm gonna run after it. Ball, I'm gonna go get it. Ball, ball. Versus an intelligent soccer player, okay, what are my options? Because the most obvious one might not be the one that, you know, is gonna be, you know, the best choice for us, because the obvious one, think about this if you want to write it down, your obvious choice is also the most obvious, the easiest to defend. Okay, so you need to be more creative. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to this. One of my friends, a coach friend, he does these videos, and a couple times I helped him and I translated for him. I like some of his videos. This is a quick counterattack, finding the space, and watch this, please. Messi messed up the pass, a through ball, using the space. Now, I want you guys to see this. This is what happens to us when this is happening. So, when this player is running, usually our players do run straight. But when this player changes the direction, this player understands that he wants to create space. So he's going wider run, diagonal wider. That's also taking the defender with him and opens his way. Look, the best thing about this is he knows the player is there, but he's not even looking there for a second. He is giving the full attention to this guy. And this guy is doing a great job making a diagonal run, opening up the space. He looks that way. Without looking, he passes the ball to the right player. And a beautiful back post shot. Beautiful goal. All right. I'm going to rewind back to this. And looking at it as a full speed. So, the moment Messi lost this ball, there's always a Barcelona players in here. The player wins the ball, he looks at the through ball. So, would this attack start if the player on the white team is not showing up between the players? Look, this player sees that the guy got it, so there's a through ball there. If this player, I'm telling you, I can bet money on it, he wasn't waiting there. He made a movement to open up, just like what we talked about, right? So he's moving that diagonal run, and look at, he's looking at the wrong guy. Beautiful, like absolutely incredibly top level. And you just scored that goal against Barcelona, right? So I want you to watch this again. So right around here, he saw him. He saw the run. So he's like, okay, a top level player. And I'm sorry to say, this is one of the reasons that we do not have a lot of these guys in US, like the number 10 role. So this guy usually would have passed it already in MLS. Okay, and there is a couple of really top level, like Lodero. Lodero would have done the same thing as this guy is doing, or Alonso. He would have seen this guy open and not pass it to him right away. That makes it easy to defend, right? He would have used this as taking the attention to the wrong side, looking at that way. I'm going to pass to that guy. No, I'm not. Because there is, even though defense knows he's open, because of the body language of the player, they have to defend this guy. Does that make sense? I want some comments about this before I move on and continue with this. I want some comments. Do you guys understand the triangles I showed you and how they made that triangles and how they created that second place, second, third player? Okay, so the most important, when a player is dribbling space, by the way, in a counterattack, you need to make sure you start running wider to spread out the defense. And you make a diagonal run. Sometimes in front of the player, diagonal run. But a lot of our players, unfortunately, what they would have done, I'll show you our unfortunate thing. So let's just say, you know, we got him counterattack chance. We are dribbling. This guy is dribbling forward. And we caught him off guard, right? He's dribbling forward. Our guy will be running straight and he will just wait right here. Give me the ball, give me the ball. And this is just making it hard for the dribbler to have space. So you can run in front of him and make a diagonal run, because that could take the player with him and opens this guy's way to dribble to the opposite side to see this player. Does that make sense? But unfortunately, a lot of our players, what they do is they see this guy running. They're like, oh my God, give me the ball. I'm going to do something incredible. I'm going to like lift it up from here and do a 75-yard bike and score the most incredible goal the world has ever seen. Not going to happen. Not even in Sunday League at Cash Park. So even if you make it once happen, great job. You can tell your kids, grandkids about that. But it's not going to happen so often. Okay? So what can happen though? If you use the space to take attention diagonally, if this guy, follows you, good. If he doesn't and he steps to this guy, you just open yourself up. So, either way, you're in the positive. Okay? I want some comments about this, please. It is constant movement of the player, especially the third player, right? Like give and go, you can create, but the third player is the most dangerous because he's an unexpected player. Madison says, let's just say someone marks the person who scored the goal. What would we do? Well, if they're being marked and they're making a run, like I just said, right here. Oh, my bad. Okay. Like if you have the ball, and if he's standing right here being marked, not much you can do. But if he's making a diagonal run, and this guy is being marked, then he's opening your way for you to dribble. Now you got space to dribble forward with the ball, okay? So use that space and make sure that you go with it, right? So that's the thing. So like a lot of times, unfortunate players are standing in the same line with players. And even when we have the ball and you're wide open right here, it's not necessarily always a good thing. And one of the sessions that we're going to be showing today is going to be going over that for sure. So it's important that you understand when the player is dribbling at you, you want to be moving to the sideways this way without being offside, because that opens your way, and you can do it this way, and that opens your way, and that can create also the player to step, and that you can make a run in yourself, and this player, all he has to do is one touch back to you. An offensive area give and go is not a bad idea. And now you're one-on-one with the keeper. Does that make sense? And he could have. Now Jason is putting a good subject. So he's saying the forward who made the space, I think he knew he wasn't going to get the ball. But because he was selfless, he was making this run anyway, right? So most players don't see the making the space. Yeah, they don't. Especially lazy players, they won't care about it. They don't do it. Okay, but I'm going to tell you this, Jason. You also don't know how the defense is going to react to your diagonal run. You're right. When he made that run, he saw that defenders are marking him. At that point, he knew that he wasn't going to get the pass. But what if, when he made the diagonal run, the defense responded differently? If defense maybe stepped to the guy dribbling the ball, then he would have been open too. So Jason, he could have got the ball. But making that run could clear the space, and in this case, it cleared the space for that guy. So it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. TJ says, unfortunately, yeah, TJ says, that's really good stuff to think about. I'll say that the guy running on the right side doesn't show up enough for us. That's so true. Because what happens for us, right mid, for us, he's like, oh, I'm going to run back, so I don't want to go up. But if they are so narrow and our outside forward is making a diagonal run to inside, that clears your way. You have so much space now. Use it. Go in there. Take advantage of it. Great Great point, TJ. All right, let's watch that one more time to see again Messi's failure pass. Oh, we gotta see Messi's failure pass again. Come on, right here on here. Now look at that. So right around here. So he made a good choice to run, but what if instead of marking that guy, one of these guys steps to that? Then he could have looked that way and knows that that player now making a run to the left side is open. I would have looked that way, take the attention to that guy and pass it back to this guy. It's just, this guy is smart because he's watching how the defense is responding. He's looking at him and then he passes the ball. Absolutely beautiful. You can see in English, I kind of helped him before translations. You can read it. Second part is in English. And he puts it in his, I want to get whatever program he has to put all this because I want to use this too. Now look at, so the two defenders he's pointing, you see that? And then the three offensive players. That's a nice angle. He's looking at him like he's gonna pass to him. Look at that. He's looking at the left side. He knows where the player is. An undefendable pass. How many times do I say that? Beautiful. Way away from the player. See this finish, when a goalie comes out to close, like that's where you shoot the ball, man. Like you'll be scoring so many more goals if you do it right. I'm telling you, it's so hard to defend that shot. I just hope that you guys are paying attention. And thank you, Ali Özgel. You can see aliozgel.com. You can follow. He makes some great videos. Some things are not really for our system, but you know he makes a lot of good sense. In this case, the goalie didn't really close the front post. He could have shoot front post, but I always like the back post. It has a lot more percentage of scoring goals. It's a lot harder to save. I just hope that you guys enjoy this slow motion going around. Some of the language in there. Yeah, you can follow him. Definitely a great guy, and I helped him with some of the translations and some of the terms, and he also watches our videos too, guys. This is another one that I wanted to show you guys about some of the movement. Now, you remember what I said, the third pass. Now watch, first pass, our guy would have been back here waiting to this guy for him to look up and see the next player. But third player, what does the third player do? This pass about to come to this guy. Now, this pass is coming. Obviously, somebody needs to fill this area. Somebody needs to make a diagonal run, right? Alright. Look at that. That's a perfect triangle example. So, now, this is what I like about an outside player. An outside player, if they receive the ball wide enough and the defender comes too deep and too wide, use the space to the center. An outside player dribbling towards the center is a killer because it can open the way of somebody else going outside, and it can also create a lot of through ball opportunities and open the game opportunities. I hate the old, like number 7, number 11. I can only dribble on the outside wide. That's too old now. That's gone now. Maicon was definitely one of the best ones for that. He saw that defender is coming too. Whoop, gives him the center. But now, this one right here, I really like. Alright, hold up. So, first pass, second pass, right? We just talked about it. The response. First pass is gonna go to somebody, so the third person needs to make a run to be able to complete a triangle, right? 1. 2 is already there, so that's 1 now. So somebody needs to respond. He responded, he backed up. I would have preferred here, to be honest, but it's still a good attack. Good cover. Look at how he's fighting the ball. He drops it. Just watch this. Watch this. Do you see the through ball coming? They're ball watching. They have to. Blind spot. That the third player, right? Third player, guys. Look at the space it created for the third player. Because the second player, the first passer is so obvious, right? But the third player comes from nowhere, is always unexpected. So let's watch this a little faster. Dribbles to the center. Look at the triangle. He backs up. He always backs up. How much time in practice I yell at you guys to back up? Through ball is coming. Beautiful pass. So this is the thing. Most of the time when the pass goes here, this guy could have made that run too, for sure. But our center mids never want to attack. It's okay. If you see the opening, go for it. You score goals. This is what the top level center mids, even defensive mids. Pirlo used to make these runs. Iniesta used to make these runs. Even Busquets make these runs sometimes. Like, it's important when you see that opportunity, and this guy is too tired. He already did a lot of the bringing the ball. And look at the space he created. Look at that. Beautiful goal. Absolutely beautiful goal. Yeah, Zanetti, definitely. I agree with Mosley. Look at the through ball he created. And again, oh, that's great angle to show something. Right here. Okay. Watch this. Our point, right? The first one. The goal, the counterattack goal. Look, he passed the ball. If he doesn't make that diagonal run, he won't open the space. He has to make that diagonal run, and he made that diagonal run. He could have got it, but he cleared the way. It took the whole defense with him, and amazing goal. Absolutely great goal. I would like to see some comments about that. Hopefully you guys understood what that is. Toe up on the finish, that's right. The Beckenbauer style. The Beckenbauer style. That's a good pass too. Heel hits the ground. Beautiful curve though. I mean, absolutely beautiful curve. Alright, so I want some comments, guys. So this is Galatasaray, my club's one of the trainers. He's explaining to the players who's facing their own goal and how to receive it. Now I want you guys to watch this. So the player, he pushes the player first, right? And then he checks back in, he turns it and he goes. Now, the coach, this is the professional team's youth program, and the coach is not happy with this. Okay? Watch how he's going to show now. Little push to the player, you're dealing with the defender, then you check back straight. He's not happy with this because the vision of the player is not great. Do you see that? Look at how he checks now. He checks in an angle. Now that actually brings the player out of his position, also sees more space forward. Because where is the defender is right behind you. Now he gets in an angle, he receives the ball, he sees better passing option. Do you see that? The angle. Instead of checking back straight, right? He checks into an angle like what I show you guys with Drogba touch. He's going in an angle, he receives the ball. When he touches it, he has more space to dribble, and he also brings the defense out of its position. Do you see this? This is such a big point. Forward, center mids, outside mids. When you're receiving the ball, when you're facing your own goal and defender is right on you, like, very important. You see it. He wants what he's saying there. He wants them to have more space. Of course, the commercials. Why shouldn't we have commercials? It's a popular video, right? Away and receives the ball. Also, opposite side. Do you see that? He's making a run and then he making a diagonal run to open up. This is a different part of the session. He's showing them there's two ways. He can go straight and then move to the side. So I think the first part I really like though about this session is showing up in an angle that creates space. I'm gonna show you guys. So, ideally, if there is a player here, when this player is receiving the ball, he would have passed back. But if the original player has what Ronaldo did in here, guys, not a lot of players can do. Ronaldo started the attack, passed the ball, and he's making the run, and he's going to be, making a run for 80 yards. Like, not a lot of players can do that. But most of the time, that's a great counterattack. But if there's a player smart, when the pass is going there, a third player running this way would have been a better counterattack. But like now, we're just going to counter Ronaldo's strength and speed. Now, do you see what happened there? Same thing we talked about before. He saw the player on the left side. Now, a lot of players, like in MLS, what they do is he's dribbling and he will be looking at Rooney and takes the attention to Rooney. But he saw Rooney. He saw Rooney where he is. So he saw Rooney at this point. Now he's like, okay, I have two. There's a player right there. I'm going to take the attention to the wrong side to clear Rooney's way. Because if he's looking that way and he's about to pass it that way, defense needs to get compact and defend that side. Do you see the idea? So today's obviously one of the biggest subjects today is how do you create successful triangles? How do you become a successful third person to receive the ball? And how do you create successful counterattacks? Right? And like one of the biggest problems we have in our system, like if we have a guy like that running, everybody else will be watching that guy, what he's doing. This Rooney did not give up after he passed the ball. He wants to be a part of the attack. You want to score. I don't care if you're going to get it or not. You're going to go there because you want to score the goal. That's the most positive thing you can do. But I'm going to say something about this. If this guy wasn't here, this attack wouldn't have been as successful. You understand that? Or if Ronaldo wanted to pass it to this guy, you know what he would have done? He would have been looking at Rooney and dribbled towards Rooney, and then even cleared the way of, I think that's Ryan Giggs on the right side. Is incredible. Like, you just need to be a smart player to be able to see that. Do you understand? So give the attention to the wrong side. How many times in practice I always tell you guys this? How many times I do it myself as an injured player? I get the ball and I take the attention to the wrong side and pass to somebody else. Because this is the next level. That's the next level thinking. Okay? And yes, you go your Sunday league and you kick the ball around with your friends and you do a couple nutmegs and you're happy with your game. But that's the next level. This right here is the next level. Okay? I hope you guys are paying attention. What a finish, right? That little chip. Long clearance. He's obviously waiting in the 50-yard line. This is not that impressive. But I mean, it's a great counterattack. I remember this goal. It's just a smart forward waiting in the 50-yard line so he can't be offside for a long ball. Nice turn. What a ball! That's Inzaghi, I think. No, it's Crespo. Pirlo to Crespo, I think, is the pass. Or Kaká. Kaká made the pass, but Pirlo is there too. I love goalies starting counterattacks. I absolutely love it. Look at it. What is similar with all these counterattacks? I love this one. The next one, this is okay. But this one right here is keeper starting at 1. Now watch this. So when a player is dribbling, like I said, like our players, amateur players, they're all running straight now. But somebody's making diagonal run to actually, what top level coaches, one of my coaches was Fatih Terim, and he always said the players who doesn't get the ball is usually the biggest heroes behind a goal. Okay? Did you hear that? The players who doesn't even touch the ball is the heroes of the goal. Like, it wouldn't happen without them. Look, this guy. Because if he's standing here, the defender would have been staying here and would have blocked both of them. He sees the right back or right mid coming in, so he makes a diagonal run. This is such a good example right here, guys. Like, absolutely great example. I'm gonna slow this down a little bit. I think this is good. So everybody's going wider. Do you see that? They're going wider. This guy's going straight because he sees the space, but look at his diagonal run. Clears the way of that player. 1 touch 2. He knows there's a guy behind him. Absolutely beautiful goal. It's teamwork. It's communication. The player behind him said, leave it. Or, you know, they actually had an eye contact before it. And it's absolutely amazing goal. Absolutely great goal. Counter attack. Using the space. That's bad defense. Horrible defense. Keeper did not close up the angle. Arshavin, Russian player. So couple things that I want to say about this, guys. It's really important that you guys see the points. It's very clear. It's very obvious out there. Like your diagonal runs off the ball, please make him. Or forwards, please make him. Outside mids, please make him, because it clears ways for your team. You want to win games. This is critical, because when you guys are standing in your positions, it makes it absolutely incredibly easy for everyone to be able to defend you. Okay, so make it unpredictable, right? So I'm going to show you guys something real quick in this one. We talked about that. I'm going to just go over a couple of the sections separately. The team shape separately. Okay, I'll do this one red. So this is an offensive line that we're dealing with right now, right here. So the three forwards. So when this guy has the ball, oops, let's do the move now. This guy is going to defend him, right? There's nobody else, so this guy's going to be coming here. Forward comes to mark this player right here. The other forward comes all the way here and go deeper. So that allows the defensive mids to be covering different areas and sliding to a better point. Do you see that? But we're focusing on this three right now. Deeper than this player. Deeper than this player. So if you come back just here, that opens up this area. He beats the player with a move and throws the ball. Now we have to make more movement. But if the player, this is key, opposite side forward, left forward comes all the way back here and becomes a number 10, kind of create this triangle, this makes it really hard for them to get out. You understand that? Okay, now we're going to be focusing on the this line. Let's go. Let's make it this one blue. Okay, so the blue line is between the four midfielders. So that's let's clear that one. Let's go back again. The center mids and the outside mids. So ball is here. This guy comes here, right? This guy comes here, because there is nobody behind. But if there's a player behind, the right back is saying, hey, come back. So we need to come back here, and then we need to slide to like this shape more. Okay? Or the defender can say, I got it. Okay? You can stay with him. I got this one. He can slide in here, and we can do this. I prefer either one of them is fine with me, as long as you guys communicate to make sure that somebody's getting that guy in that space, right? So one D-mid can slide here, the other one can slide here. I know you want to go up here so you can block this, but we're gonna make sure that we cover this area. Okay, so we're gonna be more looking like this. Okay, unless there's a run. So this is like a triangle after triangle. This is a triangle. It's a triangle here, and there's a triangle right there. Okay, so obviously the opposite side now. He needs to come all the way to the center. And if he slides more. Yes, we're gonna leave this space open. That's fine. Okay, as long as we can make them go sideways versus through us, that's the whole point about being compact and make sure that you do a good job. Okay, so if we stole the ball, obviously we're gonna have to go back to our positions. Okay, especially if we're about to open the game, because if we stole the ball, they're gonna be coming back to center too, because every team is gonna be compact, right? They're gonna be coming back to center. They're gonna be coming back to center. So that happening, you need to run wide. I don't care if you see the pass or not. So this guy goes wide. This guy gives a drop. This guy goes maybe a little bit deeper and slide right here. A little bit deeper, slide right here, and pass, and now we're sliding that way as a team. Diagonal, the center forward goes to all the way up here, and the third forward can slide in here, become a number 10 on the opposite side. But if a defensive midfield is already coming there, he can stay wide as well. This is a big thing that sometimes players don't understand. If the center mid is filling that gap, you can go wide again, that's fine. But if the center mid is not filling that gap and center mid is more busy trying to give this guy a drop and they're sliding, then you need to be here to create more triangle opportunities. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's go rewind back to the first one, and the last one I mean. Wherever the ball is, how do we slide, right? In the defensive line, this line. So if the ball is here and somebody's making a diagonal run, you can't all slide like this. This is a lot of times happens to players, because if this player beats the player, or when he passes the ball to this player, passes one touch to this gap, one time long ball to back post, nothing we can do. We're not going to make it on time. Okay, so we want to make sure one of them can go, but the other two needs to stay like a little bit central as much as you can, because if a long ball comes to here, if you're more central, if long ball comes to there, right, to this area, you can still make it. But if you're all the way up there, you're not going to make it. So you just need to make sure you stay by the goalie. Back post, last center back needs to be by the goalie to be able to cover the back post if it's necessary, and gives this guys time to come back and recover. Does that make sense? Okay, guys, I want comments about this, whatever we worked on today, and questions, please. Constant movement, offers, like third players are always moving. Third players are always moving. They want the ball. They want the ball. They always want the ball. Beautiful technique. Shoulders open, looking at the back post. Unlike some of our toe down guys. This is a really, honestly guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen, and I work with a lot of big clubs. I don't want to be offensive to anybody, but this is big stuff that I'm teaching you. Like a lot of top level clubs even in the state, they're not touching these subjects in details. This is a good session. Like, I'm telling you, like, some of those guys who are paying 3 times more than us to their club, they don't get this stuff. They don't get this information. So why not take advantage of it and be involved? I'm having a hard time understanding your dedication and motivation. Come on, guys. And I'm thankful that you're at least here, and I'm disappointed with players who doesn't even show up to these. The movement of the ball is much more important than the one with the ball, for sure. Then what's important, Jeff, is when the player gives you the off the ball movement, at that point what you do with that ball becomes very important. Stephen, the whole point of these diagonal runs is trying to see the mistakes of the defense. Sooner or later they're gonna give you something. That's why you need to create this, because either you're not marking close enough, or you are not sliding well enough, or you're man marking and opening the game for somebody else. But even pro level, and these guys are much better than anybody you guys played against, obviously, like 90% better, but they still make mistakes because they have to follow the ball, they have to follow the direction. So it's important that we watch these and learn. Like, unfortunately, the Washington State, one of the things I don't like, everybody can be a coach, right? Everybody says, I went to a licensing clinic and I'm a coach now. But do they really teach these things? Do they really step on these subjects? And if I deal with this, let's just say one day my goal is to go to a professional team's youth program and train them and create players who's going to be playing in the World Cup. If I'm dealing with players like this, how are they going to be looking at these sessions? What is their hunger? What is their dedication will be like? What are they paying attention to? Would they be involved? Would they not be? How do they get to that level? I think that's it. I think we have players who are eating this up right now. Like, I see that Rio is online. I see Rio is taking this in, and Rio is already becoming a better player. I see it. I know Rio is not, this is not its potential. I can see Rio playing in MLS if he actually, especially if he started doing this kind of learning a little bit earlier and paying attention to these small things that I'm trying to teach him. But he still has time. Like, that's the thing. Like, what do you do with the information that is given to you? This is good stuff. Because I'm telling you, everybody wants to be a coach. Everybody says, I'm going to be a coach, and they're a coach. Do we work on this? Our coaches are learning. They are getting better. I trust them. I believe in them. And I'm really excited about some of the new coaches we have and some of the coaches that we had before that is constantly improving. You guys are in a good place. But take advantage of this. Ask questions. Ones that talk today, I appreciate you guys. Steven, that's yes. The statement right there, open up their mistakes for sure. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go. Yep, exactly. Coaches are soaking up this information, and honestly, I'm sharing way too much. That makes me special coach when I'm up there. One of the A licensed coaches, educators, Shannon Murray, years ago. And I look up to him. He's an incredible coach. He's the top level educator for the A license, and he is now the Portland Timbers assistant coach. And he's outstanding. And one of the things he said to me when he hired me to the club that I work with called Evergreen, he said, Daji, you're very radical, but you might just know this game better than me and most people around here. And there's two things obviously. There is a compliment and a little bit of a questioning me a little bit, criticizing me to a point. I am very radical, but the information I'm giving is definitely good, guys. I'm different, I'm loud, I'm mean, maybe I'm criticizing people, I am discipline based, but the information is good, guys. Definitely good. And anybody denies that, they are seriously super dumb, like soccer dumb, let's just say. But this is good stuff. Like, I really want you guys to take advantage of it. I want to leave behind a legacy of coaches and players, and after I die, the way that I train, the Daji's training methods and different methods than everybody else's lives longer. Okay, so I hope that you hear me, because I really want to leave behind a good legacy for my kids to be proud of me too. Is the drill Galatasaray coach something? Yes, I have a drill like that, Jason. It requires a little bigger place to do that, so I think I'll wait for phase 3. If I don't do it, remind me, but we can do that for sure. Okay? Hey, guys, I hope that you tell people to watch this session. This is a very important one. And the way that we play, this is a critical one. Thanks for everybody watching this. I appreciate you guys. Have a good night. Thank you. See you guys tomorrow. Please sign into the sessions.